You know, it occurred to me today we need to talk about gratitude. Gratitude is so important when it comes to being successful. Now, I know I've mentioned this before, and I'm going to read this passage again because I absolutely love this thesis from Wallace D. Wallace, where he says there's a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which, in its original state, permeates and penetrates and fills the inner spaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces a thing that is imaged by the thought. Man can form things in his thought, and by impressing his thought upon this formless substance, can cause the thing he thinks about to be created. So we have to believe that that is true. So that's one of the first things we have to do. We have to look at that statement and say, yes, I believe that there is this formless substance that permeates and penetrates everything in the universe. And then we can put a thought into it, and then we can create the thing we think about. Think about this, the inventors. You invent something, you think about it, and you put that thought, that idea of what you want to invent, what you want to do to improve the world. And as you do that, it fills the inner spaces of the universe, and it connects you with the people and the resources that you need and the ideas to create that thing in the physical world. So that's the thesis. So when it comes to gratitude, what Wallace is saying here is that we have to first put that idea out into the universe and believe that it's going to happen. And then we have to relate ourselves to that formless substance in harmonious ways. So we have to be in harmony with the good we desire. We have to, again, be on that frequency of the goal that we desire. We have to be on that frequency of whatever that is. If we are, if the idea is on a higher frequency, but we're in a lower frequency, we're not in harmony. So we have to make sure that we can get ourselves in harmony with that goal. And that's another lesson. But we have to believe that that substance, that formless substance is there, and it wants us to be successful and wants us to find the answers. And we have to have a deep feeling of gratitude. We have to feel grateful. And he says here that many people who order their lives rightly in all other ways are kept in poverty by their lack of gratitude. Having received one gift, they cut the ties, the wires, which connect them with the source, God, whatever you call that source, with him by failing to make acknowledgement, by failing to be grateful for the very thing that you were given. So we don't want to cut our success short by not being grateful. So he says here, the nearer we live to the source of wealth, the more wealth we shall receive. And he says, the soul that is always grateful lives closer touch with God or with source or whatever you call your higher power. Isn't that exciting? The more you can stay connected, being grateful. It's not hard to be grateful. There are things every single day that you can be grateful for. Even if you're in the midst of heartache, there's something to be grateful for. Find that and then connect with that and become in harmony with the good that you want. It says, the more gratefully we fix our minds on the supreme when good things come to us, the more good things we will receive and the more rapidly they will come. We just have to be grateful. Gratitude alone can keep you looking towards the all and prevent you from falling into the error of thinking of supply is limited. So just having that great gratitude can keep you from limiting beliefs. So we just have to connect ourselves there. He also says here, the grateful outstretching of your mind in thankful praise to the Supreme is liberating expenditure of force. It cannot fail to reach that to which it addresses. And the reaction is an instantaneous movement towards you. So as soon as you start to become grateful, things start to move towards you. You just have to have that gratitude. So that's what I want you to think about for this coming week. What can you be grateful for? What things can you write down every day that you are grateful for? And make it a game. Try to make every day, maybe come up with 10 things, and no 2 days can be the same. You have to come up with people you're grateful for, experiences you're grateful for, things you're going through that you're grateful for. Every experience, and I want you to keep this in mind, every experience that you go through is helping you to get towards your goal, to get you to that next level of something you need. And I know sometimes we go through heartache. I remember one of the biggest heartaches I went to when I was employed, and it affected me emotionally and even physically. And it was so, so very difficult. And yet, if I had to go through a similar type experience, I would do it again, because the growth I had in me as a person and as a leader, I couldn't have gotten had I not gone through that heartache. So sometimes we have to go through the heartache and the bad experiences, because it's preparing us for something we are supposed to be doing. So keep that in mind. Every time you're going through something rough, say, this is leading me to something good. A pendulum always swings back and forth. And if it's swinging to the negative, to the bad, it's going to swing back. It has to. Why? Because that's the way nature is. Tide goes out, tide comes in. Sun comes up, sun goes down. That's just the way nature works. And so that's the way our lives work too. I want you to make it a great day and be the magic in your dreams.